All right, everybody, stop what you're doing. Seriously. The news that we've all whispered about, that we've all dreamed of, but let's be honest, never really believed would happen. Well, it's here. Two of the biggest, most important names in the entire history of women's combat sports are coming back for one more fight. And that's not just some rumor from the internet. That is a direct quote from Ronda Rousey herself. This isn't speculation, this isn't a what if. This is happening, and it is an absolute bombshell that is sending shockwaves through the entire fight world. Okay, so let's really dive into this. You're gonna wanna forget everything you thought you knew about how the fight game works, because this announcement, it changes everything. Let's get into the official details of this incredible showdown. So let's break this down. The date's locked in, May 16th, 2026. The fighters are, of course, certified legends, but look closer at who's putting this on. Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. This isn't your typical UFC pay-per-view. This is a whole new animal. And make no mistake, it's a real, sanctioned, professional MMA fight. 5-minute rounds at 145 pounds. Now, to really get why this is so massive, you have to understand who these women are. I mean, we're not just talking about great fighters here. We are talking about the trailblazers who literally built the house that women's MMA lives in today. So look at this. The records are impressive, sure, but the dates, just look at the dates of their last MMA fights. For Rousey, it was 2016. For Gina Carano, it was 2009. 2009. The sheer amount of time that's passed adds this incredible layer of mystery to the whole thing. I mean, can they actually defy time? Ronda Rousey's career was just a straight-up phenomenon. From being an Olympic medalist to becoming the UFC's first ever female champ and one of its biggest stars, period. She dragged women's fighting into the mainstream with a kind of dominance that was just breathtaking. And then she went and did it all over again in the WWE. And this number tells the other side of the story. 17 years. That is how long it will have been since Gina Carano, the original face of women's MMA, last competed when she walks into that cage. It's almost hard to wrap your head around. You know, before Ronda Rousey became a household name, Gina Carano was the one shattering all the perceptions. She was the star. She was the main event. She was the one who proved that women could not only fight, but they could sell out arenas and captivate millions. She walked so that an entire generation of fighters could run. So the huge question is, why now? And why isn't this happening in the UFC, the very promotion that Rousey helped build into a powerhouse? Well, the answer lies with a new, disruptive force that is completely changing the rules of the fight game. See, this isn't your traditional fight promotion. MVP is all about creating cultural moments, about breaking the mold. And by teaming up with a global monster like Netflix, they're just bypassing the old model entirely, beaming this fight directly into millions of homes. It's a major signal of a power shift, from the promotions to the athletes themselves. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is straight from the promoters themselves. Their mission is crystal clear: disruption. They've already done it in boxing, and now they're making their first massive play in MMA, using two of the biggest names you could possibly imagine to announce their arrival. Now, check this out, because this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. This dream fight almost happened under the UFC banner. Rousey herself said she took the idea to Dana White first. For whatever reason, they just couldn't get a deal done, and that little crack in the door was all it took for MVP and Netflix to swoop in and make history. But, you know, beyond all the business deals and the streaming numbers, what really makes this fight so compelling is what's on the line, personally, for both of them. This is about legacy. It's about looking the ghost of your former self in the eye in front of the entire world and trying to answer that one last question. Do I still have it? Just listen to that statement from Gina Carano. You can hear the sincerity. This wasn't some trash-talking call-out. It was a respectful request from one legend to another. The entire foundation of this fight isn't built on hate. It's built on a deep, profound respect between two pioneers who know exactly what the other means to the sport. And really, their motivations here tell the whole story. For Ronda, it's about cementing her legacy with the biggest fight imaginable. For Gina, it's about answering that call, honoring the sport, and accepting a challenge from the woman who followed in her footsteps. It's poetic, really. So the big takeaway here, the reason this matters beyond just this one fight, is that it's a potential game changer. This proves that massive stars, true legends, can now leverage their own brand, team up with new media players like Netflix, and create these monumental events completely outside the old system. This could honestly change how we watch sports forever. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. After all these years away, fighting against time itself, can these two icons turn back the clock for one more night and give us a fight that lives up to their legendary status? I guess we'll all find out on May 16th.